wanted to talk to you this morning about why I craft and why I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And yeah, so bit of background really. I suppose I've always been creative. I remember as a child doing cross stitching, always loved drawing and colouring, and my mum was very talented knitter, and she used to make clothes for herself as well. My nan always made clothes and knitted, and so did my aunties. And whilst my mum doesn't do quite so much now, she does still do a bit of knitting. One of my aunties is a very talented seamstress and makes the most beautiful quilts and cushions and other soft kind of furnishing things. And my other auntie works with my cousin making face masks and hair bows and various things. So you could maybe say that it's in my blood to be creative, but it's not something I've done all of the time. I've done it and then stopped and not done any for ages and come back to it. The knitting is a funny story because I'm left-handed, and so my mum thought that she needed to try and teach me how to knit left-handed, and let's just say it didn't work. My nan apparently said, "Oh, leave it with me, I'll sort it," and she taught me right-handed, and so I knit right-handed. But yeah, crafting has kind of always been there. I'm not artistic. I did art GCSE and got a D. But I think that's not a negative thing. It's just that the style of art that they wanted us to do back in the late 80s when I was doing, early 90s when I was doing my GCSEs, just wasn't, it didn't fit me. And I think that that can have a really profound effect on people as they grow older. You have your art lessons at school, and if you don't fit that style, if what they're wanting you to do isn't your natural fit, then you can be left feeling that you're no good, that you can't do it. So the first thing I'd say is it's not you, it's what you're trying to do. So maybe try something else. But now, so when I was younger, I suppose I crafted purely for fun, purely for enjoyment. But as I've grown up, as I've got older, I've discovered the health benefits of being creative, of creating something. I have fibromyalgia, which means that I am pretty much constantly in pain. And I find that crafting allows me to switch off, to focus on something other than the pain. Crafting is a very mindful activity, whether you're knitting, whether you're sewing, drawing, card making, which is what I predominantly do now. It's a mindful activity. You're focusing on what you're doing in the here and now, and it helps you to shut out all of everything else that's going on, whether that's stress and anxiety related to work, to health, to family, to friends. You are in the moment creating, and that has huge health benefits. That's hugely beneficial for our mental health. So the main reason, one of the reasons I enjoy being creative now is that it is that mindfulness, those health benefits of being in the present moment and carrying out a mindful activity. There's also lots of satisfaction in crafting. You've sat down, you've spent 10 minutes, half an hour, creating something, and you have something at the end of it something that you can feel proud that you created. And it doesn't need to be 100% perfect. The thing about handmade items, and when you give a handmade item, is that it's not a mass-produced thing that's been purchased from a shop. It's a one-off, and it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And I think that's another thing that we need to kind of fix our mindset on, is that it doesn't matter if there's a mistake on it. In card making, you can always stick something over it. I am a messy crafter when I'm paper crafting, and I regularly get inky fingerprints over things that I'm creating, but I just cover them up. And that's the thing. There's no mistakes in crafting. Okay, maybe if you're knitting a jumper and you drop a stitch, there's a hole, but get your needle and thread out and you can fix it. And at the end of the day, if it goes in the bin at the end, if you've created a card and it just doesn't come out how you've planned, or you are sewing something and it doesn't kind of have, well, use it for something else, chop it back up. Even if it goes in the bin, it really doesn't matter, because you're making it for yourself. And even if you haven't got anything to show at the end of it, you've still spent that time. You've still spent that time focusing and relaxing and doing something that's therapeutic for you. So that is why I craft. It helps with my mental health. I enjoy it. It's relaxing, it's fun. I love being able to give somebody a handmade card or a handmade gift, and I get joy from that. But primarily I do it for my mental health. So why did I join Stampin' Up? Well, I've been, as I say, I've tried lots of different crafts. I've turned my hand to lots of different things: sewing, knitting, crocheting, painting, drawing, zentangling. I have 2 wardrobes here in my room that are full of craft supplies for a number of different crafts. But about a year ago, I decided that I wanted to start stamping and making cards and doing paper craft. And I started off buying some of those magazines that you see in the supermarkets that have free stamp sets with them. And I thought, great, that's a great way to start. So I bought myself some cheap inks, bought myself some of these magazines and had a go. And I kind of struggled a bit with it. It was something that I really wanted to do, but the problem was these stamps aren't very good quality. The inks weren't great, and the results were okay. They were all right, but they weren't brilliant. And I wanted to, this was a skill I wanted to develop, I wanted to get better at, and I wanted to produce good quality, nice items, and I just couldn't do it. Then I came across Stampin' Up online, and I looked through and I thought, wow, their products are a bit more expensive than some of the cheap ones I can buy, but let's give it a go. Now, I do have a bit of a case of full set syndrome, as in I want everything. I want every colour, I want it all. So I decided to join as a demonstrator. The benefit of joining as a demonstrator means that I could purchase a starter kit, which enabled me to choose £135 worth of products for just £99. So straight off, I was like, yes, excellent. I can get loads of stuff and I can get it cheaper. Then moving forward, I can buy more stuff and I could get it at a discount. So when you start as a demonstrator, you get 20% off. Once you hit a certain level of sales, then, or purchases, then you get 25% off. And that was very appealing to me, because that's like, okay, I have this much money and I can get more products. So I joined a fantastic team, really supportive upline, and just from that first stamp that I put on a piece of paper, I just fell in love. These stamps are so much better than the free ones that I'd tried. So the images came out clear, they stamped perfectly, and through joining the online community of fellow demonstrators, I have learnt so many techniques. I've learnt so much. I absolutely love creating with the Stampin' Up products. They're fab for a beginner because they work. Unlike the free stamp that I got, that when I put the ink on and stamped it down and lifted it up, the image didn't come out properly. These, I noticed the difference in the quality, and that then led to me enjoying doing it. So I've been a demonstrator for about nine months. I love the online community. I've got people now that I've got to know. I haven't actually met them in real life, but I've got to know them through online meetings, through comments and through Facebook groups, and crafters are really friendly people. And yeah, there's people on there that I know, as I get to know them better, will become really, really good friends. So I just want to encourage you to think about taking up some kind of creative hobby. Now that might be learning to knit or learning to crochet. That might be getting that old sewing machine of your mum's out of the attic, getting some fabric and sewing a face mask. That might be just grabbing some felt pens out of the kids' drawer and doing some colouring. But my passion at the moment is paper crafting and craft making. And if you would like to have a go at doing this, then I always encourage you to look at Stampin' Up products. And if you want help, if you want more information, then I'm more than happy to help you get started, point you in the direction of what products are good products to get started, to get going quickly. At the moment we have, so Stampin' Up has a main catalogue every year, and then it has 2 mini catalogues, and at the moment we're in the January to June mini catalogue, and the weather's really cold at the moment, and all of the stamp sets in here are kind of fitting with spring and summer, and it kind of brightens your day to be making things when it's cold outside. The beautiful daffodil stamps or the tulips and things, and that's really nice. And then twice a year they have something called a celebration, and the current celebration, just checking the dates, is so it started on the 4th of January and it runs through to the 28th of February, and this is another way to get free stuff. So there's 2 price points. There's a £45 spend and a £90 spend, and when you hit those levels, there is a special catalogue of products that you can choose for free. So some of them are for £45 spend, and then if you spend £90, you can either choose one of the £90 products or 2 of the £45 ones. And if you think that this is something that you're going to want to do, you want to make the benefit of this ongoing discount, then during celebration is a great time to become a demonstrator. Now there's different levels of demonstrators. Some people run this as a very serious business and they make money from it. Some people choose to do it and just buy the products for themselves, and maybe their few close friends and family buy the products from them, and that's it. And other people use it purely for themselves, purely to get the discount. So you don't have to be making videos, running workshops and all of those things if you don't want to. You can just use it as a way of buying products cheaper. Now if you join during the celebration, not only do you get the £135 worth of products for £99, but you also get to choose 2 free stamp sets. Win-win. So more free products, and stamp sets start from around about £16 and go up to about £20. But it's a stamp set, it's not one stamp that you get. Some of them can have 12, 13, 14 stamps in a stamp set, so they really are good value and, as I say, good quality. So I create for my mental health, and Stampin' Up enables me to use great products and create the most beautiful cards and gift boxes and all sorts of different things, and makes me feel good about myself. So I just encourage you, as it's cold and wet outside, to just have a think about, what can I do for myself? What hobby do I want to start in 2022? And if you'd like to know any more information about card making, about Stampin' Up, then please do get in touch. Thank you. Bye.